Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Thank you for being patient with me. I had to take a few days off, so with everything going on, um, I think you've seen enough of these. You've probably seen the other ones, but anyway, I just like to remind people this is not an exact science, so we communicate the best way we can. So he'll show me pictures and he'll talk to me, but he will not give me all the details because the details are none of my business. He'll give me enough so you understand what he's talking about. And they tell us what we need to know, not always what we want to know. So the, there's something about Jason. There's something mesmerizing about when I look at his eyes. There's something, this knowing, this deep inside, I don't want to say psychic knowing, even though that, yeah, that's kind of true, but there's something mesmerizing about him. And he just had that calm, peace, just knowing inside, like, I don't even know how to describe it. So, I always love talking to him. He's a laid back, cool guy. That's coming from an old lady. So let's see what, he's very serious, but he's a very calm, serious. And he says, "Oh, how I love you." And I have no idea what you look like, but he's kind of like playing with your hair right about your ear, and then he kind of does this to your ear. So you will feel that. If you haven't already, you will. And feel him kind of almost like twirling your hair. I don't know how short your hair is, but also rubbing on your ear. And when my Bob does this to me, and he gets that close, a lot of times my ear will just turn bright red, get beet red, hot, so hot that it hurts. I don't know how you will receive the energy, but you should at least feel the tickling or like the hair moving. Like if a fly lands on this spiky stuff, I always tell people I can feel it. So it may not be really strong, but anyway, you'll feel it. When he shows you any of the signs that he's going to say or does something like that, make sure you validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, ask him to bring you more signs. Give him permission. Tell him you want them. Don't do it like, I really want them. Just, I want. I want you. I'm allowing you. I'm giving you permission to step into my house, to bring me signs, to show me that you're still around. He says again, I love you. And he's just like a calm, matter of fact. It's that knowing. I can't describe it. He says it was just my time to go. It was just my time. And I don't know if he was kind of a neat, tidy person, because right now I'm feeling like I need to straighten up my pile of papers in front of my house is a mess right now. But like I need to tidy up this little pile of papers in front of me, like make it straight, um, instead of all over the. And I just keep wanting to make a neat little pile. So I don't know if that's something he did. I've had him come in before and tell me straighten your desk up, Rhonda. You're doubting me. You're doubting me. You're doubting my love. You're doubting me. Stop doubting me. You know that I knew things. You know, you know in your heart of hearts that this is real. You know, you've heard me talk about it. You know. Now trust it. Trust me. Trust it. Trust that I'm still supporting you. Trust that I still love you. Trust that I'm still there, just in a different way. And it was hard for me when Bob left and he left by suicide. But it's a new relationship. It's a different relationship. You can still have a relationship. It's not something you're supposed to hold on to, never move forward from, but it's just a different relationship. And he's good. He's very good. And you need to allow him to help you find that new way of having a relationship and communicating with him. He said something about you being open, so I don't know if he's saying that you are open, you should be more open to it, you need to be open to it, something about being open to it. Okay, as anything that happens to me during a reading is meant from them to you. So right now my phone is going off. My granddaughter's getting married, so I'm getting messages about the bachelorette party. I don't know if you guys had talked about it. He said, yes, I would have married you. I don't know if you did, or he said would have, though. You were the light of my life. But he's saying it such a soft, relaxed. Now he's getting adamant. And he's kind of beating his fist and he's saying, you're doubting my love. Stop doubting my love. Things needed to be this way. Things had to be this way. I don't know how to explain this. Before we come down here, we actually plan our exit point, and I don't think we always plan exactly how it's going to be, but we plan the time frame. Sometimes it's when you're 1 day old, and sometimes it's when you're 100 years old. So whatever exit point you planned, it can waver a little bit, but okay, hang on. But it's still going to be in that time frame, depending on what's going on around you, how it's going to affect people, what lessons they're going to learn from it. Because we come down here to learn lessons. He's wanting me to explain this. He said he was supposed to leave this way. That he knew when his time was up, and he said, I know he said this before, I don't remember too many readings, but I remember a little bit about his, because like I said, he's mesmerizing. Planned to leave this way. He knew when he had finished what he was supposed to do here that he was going to leave. And it wasn't like his head was scrambled, like, some people are really upset, and when they leave like that. He knew it. Matter of fact, time to go. Let's go, kind of thing. Nothing to do with you. I don't know, I hate to say it like that. That doesn't really sound nice. He said it was about his soul's growth and development, not yours. But yet it is a little bit about yours because, excuse me, what are you learning from this? What kind of soul searching have you done? What have you learned from this? That is what you were supposed to learn from him leading this way. It's all on purpose. I hate to say it that way, but this is all on purpose. And I don't know how much you know about this stuff. I know he knew, but I don't know how much you know. Part of the soul script. He's showing you smelling some flowers. I don't know if you've recently taken flowers to him or put flowers, I don't know if he's cremated or what, put flowers by his picture or something about some fresh flowers. I'm feeling like I need to wring my hands. I don't usually wring. Sometimes I'll play with my hands, but I feel like wringing my hands. But I don't feel like he did that like in a nervous way. Maybe just a habit, or maybe you do that, and he's acknowledging it. He says, "How are you really doing?" He says, he knows. He wants to know if you know how you are really doing, like deep down, soul searching. How are you doing? He says, on your soul level. How are you doing on your soul level? Think about it. Let me help you. Ask him to help you. Just put it out there. Ask him. I would like for some help from you to reach that level. Reach that level of understanding. Then you have to allow it. You can actually ask for things and you can block them. And sometimes you don't even realize you're blocking them. I don't know how long he's been gone, but when there's really, really deep grief, it blocks. It blocks the signs. It blocks them getting close enough to you. I don't understand it myself because when you're really, really deep grief, that's when you really want to hear from them. That's when you want to know they're still with you. But it blocks it. And that grief has to kind of subside a little bit to kind of make room, I guess. I don't know any other better way to say it. Make room for that. Make it free enough to come in. I don't know. I don't know how to say it. To me, it's backwards, but I'm not in control. How happy do you want to be? Let's work on this. You guys had a very close bond, more on a soul level, more like a soul tribe, a soul group. So he says you guys have done this before. So he's talking about a past life. You guys have done this before, and we'll do it again. So it's not like he's gone. He's still there. We just don't have this heavy body. So start thinking about it that way. He's still there. He says he has been before. He will be again. He wants you to get that soul connection. He wants you to get into it more, maybe. He says to understand it more. But you have to open up to it. He's talking about hippity hoppity, and then he's actually doing hopscotch. I don't think anybody does hopscotch anymore. So I don't know if you've just seen somebody do it, if he did it when you guys were doing something at some point, something about hopscotch. You know, where you draw the squares on the ground and you get it. I don't even remember how to play it. That's an old game. Or maybe you'll see somebody in a movie, and that'll be another sign that he's there. He says crisscross applesauce. I think that's another game. I don't even remember how that goes. They make me itch when they get close. Their energy makes me itchy. Everything happens for a reason, even this reading being delayed. There is a reason for it. So think about what's going on right now. He said, there's a reason. There's a reason. And that happens a lot in my readings. I'll look at one and I'll go, nah, I don't feel like I should do that today. For some reason. And then there'll be a reason why I ended up doing it on a different day. Your hair looks cute. Said he wants to run his fingers through it. So be aware if you, and we don't have hands anymore, so sometimes it feels like I've actually felt a hand like hit me because I was bawling my eyes out one night, and they actually knocked my shoulder back and said, knock it off, Rhonda. So it felt like a palm did that, but you'll probably just feel the little tickling that feels like something's doing that. And he's doing more like this, more like a caress. Maybe he used to do that to you all the time. You made me very happy, so don't think anything otherwise. Earthly life is tough, but it's supposed to be because that's how we learn. Right? The lessons we learn the best, the lessons we learn the most from are the ones that kick us in the ass. Those are the ones we remember. Those are the ones that get our attention. He says, stop crying. So I don't know if you're crying right now as you're watching this. And he's tapping you on the shoulder. So you should feel just a little, it might just be a little tap. I mean, it could be hard. Sometimes when they're really trying to get my attention, it feels like they're sticking me with a pen, like, yeah, okay, I get it. What do you want? So he's tapping you up on the shoulder. Stop crying. I'm right here. I will wrap my arms around you. You feel his presence sometimes. It's like, I always tell people, like, somebody enters the room, you don't hear them, you don't see them, but you feel them. You turn around and there they are. You feel that energy. You feel him around you sometimes. So when he wraps his arms around you and he's showing from behind, like wrapping his arms around your shoulders, around your chest, the front of your chest, you should feel like a pressure. Maybe your back might get really, really warm. You might get really warm here, or you just feel a pressure, like a bubble pushing up against you. It could feel like goosebumps there. I don't know how you will receive the energy. Everybody feels it different. He's saying bumpity bump, bumpity bump. He's going to be bumping into you. He says, put your shoes away. You got shoes all over the house. Or were your shoes always in the way and you tripped on them, or something about put your shoes away. Stop crying. I love you. Are you ready for this new adventure? Be more open. Say it again. Be more open. This isn't a walk in the park, but we've got this. I'm hanging on to you more than you know. You were my anchor, just as I was your anchor. Tweedledee, Tweedledum. He's making me feel like I need to rock. I don't know if I can't see him doing that, but feeling the need to rock. But he's showing me he wants you. Home alone. In the living room. Doesn't have to be the living room. Could be the bed. No, he says living room. Okay, it's his game. He says living room. Crank up the music. Dance. Crank up something really lively that you guys would have danced to and dance and ask him to join you. He says, but don't live and don't dwell in this. It cannot be your whole life. Like when I go on my walks and I put my woo-woo music in and I ask Bob to join me and I hold my hand out and I ask him to hold my hand as we're walking. He's usually dancing around in front of me. I promise you 1,000%, he can hear you, he can see you. So just talk to him. Oh, he says you tend to babble on. He says you babble on a little too much sometimes. But he's laughing about it. He's not making fun of you. He says you're perfect in every way. You just don't realize it yet. He said that yet. Keep on being who you are. Stop trying to change yourself. You're perfect the way you are. Just pick your chin up. He says you're amazing. More than you know. You don't give yourself enough credit. I am so close. So as you're watching this, see if you get that feeling of somebody being in the room. Okay, you have felt, if you haven't, you're going to, felt somebody, right now he's on his hands and knees, and he's kind of crawling across the bed. So you're going to feel either the mattress pressing down, or you're going to feel it jiggle a little bit, or you're going to feel some kind of movement. He says it's going to spook you at first, or it did. Don't worry about it, it's just me. Oh, and Grandma. Do you have a grandma that's passed? He said, and Grandma. Maybe he's talking about his grandma, but I'm not sure why his grandma would, unless you personally knew her pretty well, would be with him. Or right now. Why would he would add that? And Grandma. I'm mothering. Stitches. He's talking about stitches, like sewing, like stitching something up. I don't know if you recently were sewing something, needing to sew something. How cool is that? He's showing me more like cross stitching or embroidery of some kind. So even if you don't do that, or he didn't do that, maybe there's a picture of some kind that has some meaning, that's some kind of embroidery. He said stop smoking. I don't know if he's talking to me or you or both of us. You're damaging your health. He might be talking to me. I vape. Okay, now he mentions a circus. Let's see if he's talking about a real circus or somebody's life being a circus. He's not answering me. There's always clowns. So I don't know that he's talking about a physical circus. No, he's not. He says you've got to learn to ignore the clowns. Don't let them sway you just because you're lonely. Stay away from the clowns. Till you get your head together. Let me help you. Somebody's an artist. I don't know if he was an artist or you're an artist. Everything will be okay. Okay, he's not asking. He says, have you ever tried a pendulum? So I don't know if you... Have you ever tried one of these? They don't work for me. I don't know. Why did this pop up? Something popped up here. Sorry. So have you tried one of these? Or if you do this, use it. Asking questions, yes or no. You can get on YouTube and learn how to do it. It'll answer like one or two questions for me, and then I go, and then it dies. It doesn't like me. None of them do. I've got several of them. They don't like me. So, see, I was trying to get him to move mine. Nope. Anyway, try it. It's one way to talk to him. He's calling you Rob Bob. Some kind of a, some kind of a, some kind of a smell. Something about his hair product or his cologne or something about a smell that he used up in this area. You'll get a whiff of it. And if you think about it, you probably already have. You might just get a little whiff of it. You can be in the store, outside, in your home. Doesn't matter where you're at. Once again, validating, acknowledging, telling you love you, asking to bring you more. You'll start getting the hang of. He's going to be good. He's just got that knack. He's been all around you. You're just not accepting it because you haven't accepted that he's gone. It's a relationship. It's just different. I love you. You'll never forget that. Be proud of it. Don't be ashamed of me. Don't be ashamed of us and what we had. You're a killer, and he starts laughing hysterically. He doesn't mean by what he did. He's talking about something else, some kind of joke between you guys. He says you'll get it. It's not about the way he left. It's got nothing to do with that. Nothing at all. It wasn't a good thing to say. I love you. Please don't take that the wrong way. Okay. I can't tell what you're doing. I know he's doing something. I can't tell what it is. He says, okay, watch for me. Watch for me. I'm there. Let's make this happen. I love you. With that, he's leaving. Okay. Thank you for being patient. Sorry for all my stuff going on here lately. Much love to you, Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Thank you for allowing me to be his voice. He's a pretty cool guy.